Hi, 7th and 8th grade scholars. So, for your art project this week, your big idea is artists use tools and resources as well as their own experiences and skills to create art. I just want to remind you that this big idea is the same because we are still working on those skills of using different tools and different resources to create works of art while at home. Your learning targets for this project are as follows. 6th grade, I can use tools and new ways to create a work of art. 7th grade, I can use a variety of tools to create a work of art. 8th grade, I can use tools and resources to create works of art. Remember, our theme for each learning target is how you're using tools and resources to create your works. So, while creating this project, I just want to remind you that you are thinking in the lens of a graphic designer, and a graphic designer creates eye-catching artwork to communicate an idea visually. So, during your discussion or art analysis, you learned about repetition and variety, along with the principle of emphasis. So we're going to review them very quickly. Repetition is the element of repeating something in a work of art. So, for instance, looking at that Magritte painting pointing below, the repeating element is that same man all over the artwork. Variety is the changes in visual interest. So the sizes of the man or the distance between each man is what the visual changes of interest are. So remember, a good combination of both of those creates a pleasing artwork. However, the principle of emphasis is the center of attention, the star of the show. So if we look back up at that Magritte painting, you'll notice that his large orange contrasting head is the center of attention, while everything else in the background is just adding to the subject, giving more information about the subject. So it should be the first thing you look at your picture or what your picture is about. Remember, it is the star of the show. So for this project, you're going to be creating a COVID cover art using Canva from the skill building activity we did the previous week. If you did not enjoy using Canva, that is perfectly fine. You can draw out your cover. It is up to you what materials you'd like to use. Remember, your theme for your learning target is artists can use tools to create a work of art or different resources. So, your question for this activity is, how will you use emphasis and variety/repetition to create an eye-catching cover art? You're going to be choosing a subject for your project that is related to a TV show you have been watching while at home, a movie, video games you've been playing, a musical artist or genre as your subject. These can be a variety of anything as long as you make sure that they're school appropriate. So for instance, if you're using Fortnite, you should not have a lot of violence in your cover because it wouldn't be appropriate to be displayed in school. Therefore, it wouldn't be appropriate to create for your artwork. Remember your audience. So, another thing is choose your subject wisely. Why did you want to choose it? We're going to go into that question later. So, 3 things I'd like you to remember while you're creating your artwork. First is details can say a lot about you. So what imagery, words, or elements of art relate to your cover or subject? So for instance, if you enjoy the artist The Beatles, maybe you would create a cover with an actual beetle bug on it to represent the Beatles. Or if you look at the artwork on the right, it uses a lot of modern design. Your second thing that you need to remember is how will you use emphasis and repetition to draw attention to your cover or your album art. So if you look on the right, you will see that there is a contrast of colors. Behind the male figure, you will see a bunch of triangles in different colors, while the male figure's face is black and white or grayscale. So this creates a lot of variety, not only in the colors of the triangles, but variety between the face of the figure and the background. But then you'll see some repetition using the same colors as the background, along with repeating that pattern in the sunglasses of the male figure. Remember, these two together, a good balance of variety and repetition, create an eye-pleasing artwork. So emphasis can be seen in the fact that there is that contrast in color. Having that color behind the black and white figure creates an emphasis for you to look directly at that face right away. Remember, the emphasis means center of attention or star of the show. So by having the face black and white against that color, makes him the star of the show. The last thing I want you to remember is, why did you choose this as your cover? So why did you choose your subject? Is it because you enjoy listening to that music? Is it because that's your studying music? Did you choose that video game because that's how you've been staying in contact with family members and friends? Did you choose that movie because you watched it while we've been at home and it has become your favorite movie of all time? Think about the reason why you want to create an eye-catching piece about this subject. Once you're finished, be sure to attach it into your learning log. And just as a reminder, you can use Canva to create your artwork, or you can draw it on your own using any materials that you have. It's up to you.